Hey people out in YouTube land, Zach Hall here, and we got another Bible review for you today. Today we're going to be looking at the Giant Print Reference Bible from Hendrickson Bible Publishers. And this is in the two-tone, brown and black. It is $12.99 from Christian Book. It's an 11.5 point font, and it is a very awesome Bible. So let's just dive right into this cover. So it comes in a slipcase. I don't have it. It's really nothing to write home about. It's just a thing that slips in the Bible, and it's got Hendrickson's branding on it, but it's nothing to write home about. However, this synthetic cover is definitely impressive, very attractive. I love the dry stamping here. It is embossed very deeply, beautiful stitching all the way around, and then on the spine, it's got a beautiful dry stamp as well. And then the back of this is actually completely black. Comes with one ribbon marker, and then you've got head and tail bands as well. And this is a very just good size, hand-sized Bible. So not big at all, very easy to carry, very easy to hold in your hand. So getting into this, it is a paper paste-off liner. So you get this interesting kind of in sheets here. It's almost like it fades in. So I guess, it's pretty cool. Fades in and out. Now you can see here why I got this. The occasion to not be worried about ruining a premium Bible, and I hope to tell that story soon. But essentially, I ruined my R.L. Allen, and it's not terribly ruined, but it's a whole story. So, anyways, getting into this. This is printed in China, which is one of the things I wish it was printed in the United States, but that's why it's so affordable at $13. I also put in a highlighting system there. And I did this on the wide margin, so if you saw that review as well, that's one of the Bibles I'm taking a lot of notes in at this time as well, and have been doing a whole highlighting system. This is a highlighting system I can do in any of my Bibles, and I just transfer them over as I see fit. But that's a title page there, and then you get a second title page. And the thing I do love about Hendrickson is that they do put all their models in here as well, so you can take a look at that and see which one kind of piques your interest. They also do have this Bible in a genuine cowhide edition, which is about $70-something from Christian Book. And they do have the Hallmark reference edition, which is the same exact Bible, but it's their totally premium updated goatskin art gilded Bible. I think it's about $125 on Christian Book. So that might be something you're interested in, because essentially it's the same layout, same Bible. Then you have a contents page, your Old and New Testament, and then special things in the back, and then books of the Bible in alphabetical order. You do get the epistle dedicatory, which is awesome for a Bible that's only $13. And then an Old Testament title page. And we'll get right here into Genesis. So this is a beautiful 11.5 point font. Very clean, modern font, computer generated, very easy to read, very crisp. The line and verse spacing are spot on. And something I love as a preacher is that look at these verse numbers. They are bolded compared to the rest of the book. So this allows you to find the verse numbers extremely quickly, whether you're in the pew trying to look up a cross-reference that your pastor mentioned, whether you are a pastor and you're trying to flip through your Bible and find a passage. These verse numbers and chapter numbers are bolded and kind of separated off to the side there so that you can find them very quickly, which I love. Now, I did say this is a Giant Print Reference Bible. There is no center column or outer column references. It is in diverse references. So you don't get as many, but you do still get some references. The ghosting on this is not too bad, especially for a $13 Bible. I'm very impressed with this. And the fact that it does have a pretty lay flat binding. Now, this is Genesis, and this is imitation leather for $13. And look at that. It is, it's not laying completely flat, but it's open. You could preach from that. So I think this thing is just amazing. This was one of the greater buys I probably had this year. It does have also paragraph summaries as well. So you have here the appointment of Joshua. You have here the rewards of repentance. So you do have that. You do have the book, chapter, and verse number at the top left and top right of the pages. You have the page number at the top as well. And then you also do have, I think here, the Pilcrow markers for new paragraphs. But also your paragraph headings kind of break that up already for you. This is a Smythsone binding as well. Now, I have found out that if they did glue this as well, because typically in a Smythsone binding, not only do they stitch it, but they also glue the binding as well to glue the pages together so that it has the longest lasting possibility, essentially. So not only is it Smythsone, but they glue it to give it both of the best of best world. Excuse me, the best of both worlds. So typically, a cheaper Bible might only be glued, and once that glue wears out, your pages start falling out. But if a Bible is only Smythsone and not glued, if the stitching starts to break, then your pages will fall out as well. So what I found with this Bible is that if they didn't do both of those, the glue was not very well done. And you can kind of see it here in the fact that this signature here, this is, I can promise you I know what book this is right here. This is 1 Thessalonians if I flip right there. Okay. So 1 Thessalonians, because that signature has kind of, the stitching has kind of just faded out and there's no glue to hold that in. So it kind of gets this separation where it's almost like like an index section to this Bible. Now, that doesn't bug me too much because it's a $13 Bible and it was meant to be used and abused. So I'm not trying to keep this thing pretty. I'm not trying to make this thing last for 20 years. It's going to last as long as it lasts and then probably get another one. So it does come with one ribbon marker. It is a single-sided satin ribbon and it's decent enough. It's nice. Comes out far enough from the Bible to actually be useful in using it. And then another feature of this Bible is it is red letter. And so you have a nice contrast there between the red and the black. And again, for a $13 Bible, the red in this is very, very, very well done. Then I'll show you where I did highlight this Bible as well. And again, this paper actually took highlighting and notes very well. So here's some highlighting. So you got pink, you've got purple, you've got green. We'll flip this to the other side. Okay, so you can barely see any of the green I did. Here's pink on this side. We'll check over here. Okay, so you can barely see the pink show through there. And here's some more pink and green, so we'll flip the page here and look at that. Okay. Yep, again, barely can see it. And I use the AccuGel highlighters from GTL Loopscomb or something like that. Those are awesome highlighters, and those have worked really well for me. Now, what blew my mind is that this is an O2 pigment micron pen, and I never typically would write in a Bible like this with an O2 pigment micron pen because it's just too thick generally for thin paper. But it was the only one I had on me at the time, and I didn't really want to track down anything else. But look at this. Flip it to the other side, and yeah, it's ghosting, but it's not any worse than I would have mainly in a premium Bible paper. And then it definitely didn't even bleed through. You can see here, nothing. So I was totally blown away by the fact that this Bible handled that much ink that well and the highlighters as well as it did. Now we'll get to the back here. There's some special features. Again, if you saw my wide margin review, they all have the same thing. Essentially, the wide margin is this Bible with, of course, wide margins. So here are all your special features if you want to pause and take a look at that. I'm not going to spend too much time going through each one of these. So you have key Bible promises. You have harmony of the Gospels. You have miracles of the Old Testament and the miracles of the New Testament. You have parables of the Old Testament, parables of the New Testament, Old Testament prophecies of the Passion, so specifically of Christ's death. And then you have a concordance, and it's a decent concordance. You know, again, for a Bible for $13, I would say this is an excellent concordance, really. And then as you get to the back here, you do get some maps as well. Now, one thing that irks me on the maps, and see if I can find it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, again, it's not the biggest deal in the world, but Hendrickson is a Christian publishing house, so I was very confused as why they use common era instead of AD. So the land of Israel, Palestine, in the first century of the common era. You could have just said the land of Israel and Palestine in the first century AD. So it's interesting that was in there. And I think the maps are made by Hendrickson, so I don't think it's like they got these maps from anyone else. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. What is this down here? I don't know if that's going to focus or not. Anyway, so that actually says copyright 2003 CHK America www.mapusa.com. So maybe they're not. Maybe they're not Hendrickson's maps. So that's interesting. But yeah, definitely would have thought that it would be slightly different in the wording there. And then you get your, again, paste off liner there. Now, this is a great Bible for the money. Again, if you're in for a budget type Bible and you need a giant print or a large print Bible, you can't go wrong with this thing. For the money, for the quality I think you're getting for the money, this is amazing. Now I'll compare this, and there's many areas where it's not in the same category, but between the Cambridge large print. So obviously the Cambridge large print comes in a French Moroccan leather, but we'll see here, the fonts are pretty comparable. So you can see the font on the Cambridge is bolder. It may be slightly bigger. They both read like 11.5 point fonts. Cambridge says it's 10.5, but honestly, it does read more like an 11. But that's for you guys to see there. And then obviously you still get references in the Hendrickson. And then to show you the size comparison, these Bibles are pretty close to similar. Same height. The Cambridge is just a touch wider. And they're both about the same thickness. I honestly, on looking at this, the Cambridge may be 1/8 of an inch thicker. So not something too crazy there. But the Cambridge is, I mean, if you get a retail, it's just insane. Now, I think retail, this Bible is over $120, which, don't get me wrong, this Bible is awesome. I love the French Morocco cover. It's beautiful, looks great. The gold gilding's awesome. The paper's fantastic. The font is second to none. But compared to this Hendrickson that you can get for $13, I don't know. I think it's the better deal overall. Unless you just love the Cambridge, and that may be you. I mean, I love the Cambridge. It's a beautiful Bible. You can get it from Evangelical Bible for a lot cheaper. I got it for about $80 from there. And at $80, this is well worth what you're getting. It's a steal at $80. So I think the prices are going up, though, because of inflation on Evangelical Bible once they get them stocked in again. So you may want to take that in consideration between these two. But I think if you're looking for a large print Bible, this Hendrickson should give you something to pause and think about, especially since it comes in so many cover types. Again, you can get it in a genuine cowhide, which would probably be a slightly better cover than this Cambridge. And then they also have the goatskin edition, which is $125 on Christian Book. And again, the Cambridge retails for $120. So you can get an Edgeline Bible with art gilding for $5 more than the Cambridge. So I think, you'd be shooting yourself in the foot if you didn't give this a look. Again, this copy, $13, just absolutely fantastic. Been so surprised at how well it stays open wherever you have it, especially for an imitation line Bible. I mean, there we're in the concordance and it's laying completely flat. So awesome Bible. Again, guys, if you have any comments, I'd love to help you. That's the purpose of these videos. I want to inform you before you get one or you buy one. So if you think of anything I didn't mention or that you would want to know, please drop it in the comments. I'd be happy to answer it for you. But I hope you guys have a great day. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel, hit the bell for notifications. Take care, and God bless.